Hello everybody and welcome back to the Red and Ice channel. My name is Anthony and today I got a very interesting story for you guys today. If you enjoy the content that you hear from today, please make sure to leave a like, a comment, share, and subscribe. And without further ado, let's get to the video because I am very excited for this one. And this story comes from Choice Evidence 1983. Choice Evidence has had a couple of stories on this channel so far. And this one is from the r/relationship advice. And the story is, my 27F husband, 24M, is cheating on me with his brother. This one was originally uploaded on July the 25th, 2020. English isn't my first language, so sorry for any mistakes. Obviously, this is a throwaway. Okay, so this sounds crazy, and I know it, but let me explain. The last 24 hours or so have been pure hell for me, and I'm tired, and I cry constantly. As background, we've been married for 5 years, together for 8. Been in an open relationship for 3 years. We're both bisexual, and I'm more than happy that he can explore that side of him with other men, as I'm able to do the same with women. We have rules though. We've agreed that we're going to tell each other when we hook up with people. So, my husband has an older brother, Marcus, who turned 32 during my absence. They were planning on celebrating together and having fun, i.e. drinking, which was fine with me. I wished them a happy time and hoped they had fun. To the story. A week ago, I drove several hours to see my sick mother to Korjuk. I left my husband home as he's working from home and couldn't come with me. Also, my mother dislikes him as he's a foreigner. I texted Marcus to wish him happy birthday and he didn't reply. I thought he was out drinking and didn't think much of it. But I came back a day earlier, yesterday, than was planned, and I was going to surprise my husband. I entered our house and I heard noises. Sexual noises. I was confused because my husband hadn't told me that he was going to see someone. I kind of brushed it off, thinking it was just him pleasuring himself and watching adult content. All's good. 20 to 30 minutes later, my husband comes downstairs, sees me, and goes pale. I mean, white as a ghost. He stares at me, stammers, and looks guilty. At that point, I'm like, there's something up. Not 2 minutes later, his brother comes downstairs, and he has a hickey, well, several, on his neck. He greets me stiffly. Says he's got to run back home to his girlfriend. My husband doesn't acknowledge Marcus leaving when they usually hug and linger. They're very close, have always been, ever since I met my husband about 10 years ago. What was that about? I asked my husband. He's very evasive, dodges the question, and says they had a row. I press on the matter, asking what they fought about. Nothing, he tells me. Now irritated, I kept pressing and pressing. He finally relents, saying that Marcus cheated on his girlfriend and that the woman he cheated with escaped via window. We have a one-story house, so kind of plausible, when they heard my car. I was suspicious, but I assumed that he was lying about the car thing, and he'd seen/heard me in the house and alerted his brother and his mistress. Marcus cheating on his girlfriend is not fine with me. His girlfriend is my friend too, and she's amazing, working the front lines of this fucking COVID pandemic. My husband tells me he has to do some work and that he has a client, which was actually true, so he wasn't lying about that. I was still a bit weirded out by the whole thing. Marcus lives alone, so why was he hooking up with some random woman in our home? Later last night, I feel like something is off. Normally, my husband would be very excited that I'm home, and every time I've been somewhere, he's been very romantic and initiated sex. Now, nothing. He's very quiet, reserved, and nervous. When my husband takes a shower, I went after him to wash my face and noticed that he too had hickeys on his chest that he tried to cover up when he saw me. I felt sick to my stomach and decided to go through his phone. Yeah, I know, I shouldn't have done that. I was 100% sure he had a guy over too. I am still reading the conversations between him and his brother when my husband comes from the shower. The conversations are explicit. The reality hit me like a ton of bricks. I asked my husband what's going on and why he is flirting with Marcus. He tells me it was a joke, just joking between brothers, and it sometimes goes too far. I didn't buy it. I went to sleep because I was exhausted from the trip. I was woken in the middle of the night by my husband crying his eyes out in our living room. So I went to ask what was wrong, and he told me everything. How he has an on-off relationship with his brother. They started having sex over 10 years ago. First it was mutual masturbation, and then it escalated into sex. He says it was because of their religious upbringing, and that he knew nothing about sex or sexuality until we started dating. My husband or Marcus are not in contact with their parents. They had a falling out about 6 years ago, and I was told it was because Marcus was dating a person of color back then. Well, now I'm thinking they got caught, and that's why their parents disowned them. Now I haven't slept since the night, and I don't know what to do. I can't look at my husband, and I don't know if I should tell Marcus' girlfriend about this or what. I want to leave my husband, but at the same time I don't. Should I contact their parents and ask what really happened 6 years ago? Is this something a therapist could handle? Is our relationship salvageable? Cheating is not something I break up over, but I can't shake the slimy feeling I have. My husband has sex with his brother, and yes, they have the same parents, so they're not stepbrothers or anything. Of course, I've been thinking about the relationship my husband and Marcus had when they were younger. Like I said, they have always been very, very close, but I should have seen the red flags. I should have known. Something weird happened just before we started dating, and now I'm thinking it wasn't as innocent as it seemed back then. I'm lost. I'm confused. I don't know what to do. I can't talk about this to my friends or my parents. I'm starting to think about killing myself so I wouldn't feel this way. This is definitely something absolutely wild to deal with. The fact that the OP is dealing with someone who is having a sexual engagement with their very own family is absolutely crazy, and in my opinion, it's kind of disgusting. I don't understand how this came to be, but the fact that this has started 10 years ago means that this has been a consistent thing, and it could potentially be grooming. I don't believe I've heard the age of the older brother Marcus. I don't believe I've heard Marcus's age while I was reading that, but the fact that OP's husband is 24 and they started when they were 13, there is definitely some very hidden emotional damage going on with the family, and there's possibility to why the parents actually disowned both of them because of clearly what's been going on. If I was in OP's shoes, I don't think I would stay in this relationship just because of the weird, dark nastiness that goes on with this. Obviously, they're both bisexual, so that part of the relationship has been taken care of because they have both talked about how they feel when it comes to dating, and they have both come to an agreement. If you're in a relationship and you have an agreement about who you can engage with, and you have your boundaries and your rules, and your partner follow those rules, then that's fine. But this is clearly completely left field, does not follow any of the boundaries, and the fact that it's a family member is downright disgusting. There is some additional information from the OP. Number 1, I am making one small update now, and I'll return sometime tomorrow. A few things has happened now. Number 2, I asked Marcus's girlfriend to come and see me later today. It's nearly 1 a.m. here currently. She agreed and said, I think I know what's going on. Number 3, my husband said he's not coming home. He tells me he's at a friend's house, but I know he's not there because I contacted said friend. I'm assuming he's at Marcus's place. I'll contact the therapist first thing Monday. I have written an email and I'll send it early Monday morning. My husband told me a bit more, but he claims it all started from him. I don't believe it. I think he's lying to protect his brother. Marcus left me a voicemail saying he can explain the situation. He did explain it, telling me that it was a one-time thing only, but he didn't know that my husband had already told me that it has been going on for over 10 years. It all started when my husband had just turned 13 and come out as bi. I feel very sad and angry. I almost drove to Marcus's house because I wanted to yell at him. For those claiming my husband is gay, it's not true. He came out before anything sexual happened with Marcus. I texted their parents and said I wanted to talk with them and said that something bad happened, but their boys are alright. I'm not alright. I asked a friend to come to our house an hour ago and I showed this post to her. She's very angry and says that we have to get my husband to therapy like some of you kind souls told me. Thank you, everyone. I'll answer to your comments when I've rested. I need sleep and food. There have been some relevant comments. One of them came from a deleted account that was over 10 years ago asking, so your husband was 14, 13, and his brother over 20? That's a huge red flag. 20-somethings are not supposed to have sex with 13-year-old kids. No way in hell. Are you/your husband sure it has always been consensual? I didn't know that Marcus was 20 when they started, so that means Marcus was 30. Marcus is 30 as of this update. That is ridiculous. No, something is off with Marcus. Marcus groomed his brother, and now his brother has been conditioned to try and cover up everything that Marcus has been doing to him. That is absolutely disgusting behavior. OP responds by saying, I didn't even think about this. I don't know what to think anymore. I agree that the age gap is a huge issue. Well, I think I have to talk with my husband when he comes back home. I don't know where he is. I'm assuming at Marcus's apartment. And OP responds to a different comment on whether or not they have kids. And OP confirms that we don't have kids, thankfully. I feel stupid for being the most hurt about the lying. I am still not sure if I should tell Marcus's girlfriend. I believe she absolutely should tell Marcus's girlfriend about this, because Marcus's girlfriend has a right to know that her boyfriend has been engaging in grooming activities with his younger brother for over 10 years. And now it's gotten to a point to where OP's husband is actually okay with all of this and explains why he may have become bisexual. I could be wrong on that. I'm just brainstorming a lot of things right now when it comes to the story. This is just absolutely wild to me. Marcus needs to go to jail expeditiously. He should have been in jail yesterday. He should have been in jail 10 years ago, as of the post. He should have been in jail back when OP's husband was 13. This is absolutely wild and demeaning behavior. There is an update, and this update was on October the 10th, 2020, which was 2.5 months later. First of all, thank you everyone for your comments. Second, I'm sorry this took so long. I have been extremely depressed lately, unable to even go to work. I was laid off due to COVID, although I know it's because of this situation. Late July, after I posted my original post, I contacted a therapist and got a treatment for my husband. I decided not to file for divorce. I also told Marcus's girlfriend what had happened. She knew already, which was such a betrayal in my opinion. We are no longer friends, and I haven't seen Marcus since July. Unfortunately, in the middle of August, my husband committed suicide. Oh, wow. Oh no. I am writing this depressed, lonely, and so angry. Law is clear on situations like this. Consensual incest is okay, so there's nothing I can do anymore. My husband died, and his secrets and the truth died with him. There's no evidence that Marcus ever assaulted him, even though that is what my husband told me. He didn't get a chance to tell his therapist. I'm alone. So alone. All my friends have left me because they think this was somehow my fault. My husband's parents are not happy. I wrote in my previous post that I was thinking my husband and Marcus got caught. They did. Their parents told me as much. I don't know what else to say. Thank you for the kind words and support that I got. I wish things had gone differently. Oh, man. I was not expecting that kind of update to happen. I have not read the story. I just read the title and started recording. I was not expecting OP's husband to pick that route. And I'm also surprised that Marcus's girlfriend already knew the situation and was just totally fine with it. And the term consensual incest just sounds wild to me. It doesn't feel like it was like it when someone is that age, that's not consensual. Like, that's a child, man. Marcus was 20 and OP's husband was 13. That's grooming. That is straight up abuse. I would say some other things, but I know that YouTube would not be happy if I said those words. But this is clearly a very, very obvious form of manipulation. But I don't want to get too hard onto this because OP's husband is already gone. There's nothing I can really say for him to try and justify it because he's already gone. So I'll just move on to the comments. One comment was made by SaturnBaby21 saying, "Holy shit, OP. I am so sorry. I cannot begin to imagine what you're going through. Please continue to seek therapy if you're not already. You shouldn't have to try and handle this trauma on your own." Another comment from a deleted profile says, "Jesus, what a tragic ending. Such a young boy took his own life. He had so much life ahead. This is so tragic and sad. This whole situation is over everyone's head. You need help. I am very sorry for this. Marcus and your husband had some secrets that won't see the daylight anymore. This is so creepy, tragic, and sad. I am very sorry." I am also very sorry that you had to go through this, OP. Apparently, there is one last update as of November the 9th, 2023. So this update was actually 3 years later. Hello everyone, long time no see. July 2020 seems so far away now after everything. August 2020 is when my husband unfortunately decided to end his life. October 2020 is when I last wrote an update. It's been well over 3 years now, but after all this time, the grief remains. I miss my husband dearly, and I am devastated that he isn't here anymore. I have now moved far away from everyone. I'm living in a different country now. I am happy, I guess. Things could be worse. I'd like to thank everyone who contributed to my initial post. I am now in a better place for sure, but I still miss my husband every day. His smile, his laughter, his kindness. A lot has happened after my last post. Mainly, Marcus is now dead too. He was drunk, went for a drive, and drove himself into a tree. I was, and I am, sort of happy about that, even though I guess I shouldn't. I have my suspicions that he aimed for a tree on purpose. Can't say for sure, but that's what I think. Anyway, I will never return to this account. Therapy has helped me, but not enough. I am scarred by what happened, and I'd like to spend the rest of my life away from this horrid thing. When I die, I'll be able to see my husband again. I hope he's waiting for me on the other side. Once again, thank you everyone. It's time for me to finally move forward. And that is the end of the story. I am incredibly sorry for OP to have to deal with this situation, and I do not want to be the bearer of bad news, but according to my religion, if OP lives a normal life, then she might not see her husband due to the way that her husband went out. That just depends on how you look about things on a religious matter, but just religiously, that's how I'm going to see it. And it's possible that Marcus intentionally drove himself into that tree. So Marcus was a bastard. I'll say that. to manipulate your younger brother like that, to that extent, and then assault him for 10 years and manipulate him into thinking it was consensual, and basically just being a terrible human being. I can say a lot more, but YouTube would probably ding this video. But Marcus is where he deserves to be. I'm sorry towards OP, and I wish OP's husband did not make that decision. And I hope that everyone that is still around is able to find peace and is able to find new joys in their life despite the absolutely horrific situation that has just happened. But like I said, that is the end of the story. If you enjoyed me reading this story, please give it a like, give me a like and a subscribe. Please share this video to your friends. If you want to help with the algorithm, watch other videos, as that helps me when it comes to getting back on my P's and Q's, because I want to continue making content like this. And I took a long break, but I am back now. And the current goal right now is to get 3,000 hours of watch time on this channel, so that way I can open up memberships. And I'm only 600 hours away, and the only way I can get to that destination, to that marker, is if you guys continue to support me. I know that sometimes it feels difficult on the road ahead of life. I know sometimes weird situations may happen, but if you're able to keep your head on your shoulders in a positive way, if you're able to think clearly, assess the situation, and move forward accordingly, I know that regardless of any dark situation that you are in, you can move forward and you can be stronger than you were the day before. But that is enough for this video. I hope that you all are having a fantastic weekend. I hope that all of your families are okay. And as always, stay safe and have a great day.